Have you ever tried to imagine a world where you're always being watched? I mean, every single move. A world where the truth can change from one day to the next, and where even your private thoughts could land you in deep, deep trouble? Well, that is the terrifying reality we are diving into today with George Orwell's masterpiece, 1984. So let's get into it.
You see this phrase everywhere in the world of 1984. It's not just a slogan, it's a promise. It's plastered on posters, it's on the coins, it's a constant, suffocating reminder that you are never, ever alone. This one sentence is really the bedrock of how the party stays in total control.
Just let that sink in for a second. Imagine a world where just thinking something rebellious, not even doing it, just having the thought cross your mind, is the worst crime you could possibly commit. In 1984, this isn't some philosophical question, it's the law.
Okay, so to really get the story, you first have to get the world it's set in. Let's take a look at the bleak, totally controlled society of Oceania. This is where it all goes down.
So, who's running the show is this group called the Party, and it's led by this almost mythical figure, Big Brother. Now, the Party isn't just a government, it's the one and only source of reality. If the Party says 2 + 2 = 5, well, then it does. Belief isn't a choice for the people of Oceania, it's an order.
So how on earth do they maintain this kind of iron grip? Well, they've got a few terrifying tools in their toolbox. First, you've got telescreens. Think of a TV that's always on and is always watching and listening to you. They're in every home, every office, on every street corner. Privacy? Nope, that's a thing of the past. Then there's the Ministry of Truth, which ironically does nothing but lie. Its whole job is to literally rewrite history books and newspapers every single day to make sure the past always matches what the party is saying now. And maybe the scariest of all is thought crime. Your own mind becomes a potential crime scene.
So, into this nightmare world, we meet our hero, Winston Smith. He seems like just another guy, a cog in the machine. But he's got a really dangerous secret. He actually remembers what life was like before the party. He remembers a time when truth was, truth. And this is what's tearing Winston apart. On the outside, he's a good employee at the Ministry of Truth. His job is literally to destroy old records and create new, false ones. But on the inside, he is absolutely boiling with hatred for the party. He despises the constant lies, and he just craves something, anything, real in a world that's built on total fiction.
Now, a quiet, secret rebellion in your own head is one thing. But things get a whole lot more dangerous for Winston when he finds out he might not be alone in how he feels. His entire life gets turned upside down when he makes a connection with a woman named Julia.
Their little rebellion starts small, but it escalates fast. It all kicks off with a secret note Julia slips him that just says, "I love you." This starts an illegal affair, which is a huge act of rebellion in a world where your only loyalty is supposed to be to the party. They manage to find this little dusty room above a shop with no telescreen, a tiny pocket of freedom. And that taste of real human connection makes them bolder. They start to dream bigger, and they seek out what they believe is a secret resistance group, the Brotherhood. And for the first time in a very long time, Winston actually feels hope.
But just as they start to believe that maybe, just maybe, they can make a difference, the story takes its darkest possible turn. Because in the world of 1984, there is one rule that you can never, ever forget.
That hope, that feeling of safety, yeah, it was a complete and total illusion. The party let them have it, let them build it up, just so they could enjoy smashing it to pieces at exactly the right moment. Turns out, their little sanctuary, that safe room with no telescreen, was a trap. The whole thing was rigged with hidden microphones, hidden cameras. The party had been watching their every move, listening to every whispered secret. And just like that, it's all over. They're arrested, dragged away, and torn apart from each other. Winston is taken to a place called the Ministry of Love, which of course is a place of pure, unimaginable pain. And it's here that he reaches the final stage of his re-education, in the infamous Room 101.
Room 101 isn't your average torture chamber. It is custom built for you. It's designed to find the one thing in the entire world that you are most terrified of and then force you to face it. It's designed to completely and utterly break your spirit. For every person, the horror is different, and for Winston, that horror is rats.
So they bring a cage filled with huge, starving rats right up to his face. And in that moment of pure, mind-shattering terror, Winston finally cracks. He screams the only thing that can possibly save him. He betrays Julia. He begs them to torture her instead of him. And in that instant, the party wins. They haven't just broken his body, they have completely annihilated his soul.
So, after Room 101, what's left of the man who dared to remember? The man who dared to rebel? Well, his journey ends in the most tragic way you could possibly imagine.
They release him back into the world, but he's just a shell. He's a hollowed-out man who can't feel love, can't feel dissent, can't even think for himself anymore. He just sits in a cafe drinking cheap gin, and he accepts everything the party says as gospel. He believes their lies, he celebrates their fake victories, and he feels nothing but pure adoration for the very system that destroyed him.
And the novel ends with that one absolutely bone-chilling line. This is the party's ultimate victory. Not just controlling what you do or what you say, but controlling what you feel, what you love. And it leaves all of us with a really terrifying question. In a world where there's no such thing as objective truth, what actually happens to the human soul?